schools on the, if New York City hits 3% for 10 straight days by the state's numbers, theoretically that would mean schools would reopen under a yellow zone. Is that
Yes.
correct? So how do
Can reopen.
Can reopen. How do you anticipate someone like Mike Mulgrew, UFT, seeing that, saying our numbers go up and schools reopen? That doesn't seem to mesh.
That is the law, and Mr. Mulgrew knows the law. And the law is the law. And by the way, we just did this. We did. Brooklyn was a red zone, and Queens, right, 2 weeks ago. So we did this. It hit 3%. The schools closed. The schools could reopen, clean the school, test the student population. Many of the schools reopened. Some didn't, some did. But you can reopen the school because the school is safer than the local community. I mean, think about it. You have 3% infection rate in the community. The school is under 0.5%. Why would you want the child to go to stay at home, which means they're not going to stay at home. It means they're going to go outside, they're going to run around in a 3% community, right? Not being educated. Have them go to the school where the positivity rate is 0.5.
So if you could have, theoretically, you could have kept the schools open here. They're closed now through Thanksgiving and however many weeks longer than that. And the track right now would show that they would reopen once the numbers go up again. So why have parents go through this back and forth?
Because the local government controls schools and always has. And they're very proprietary about it. People buy houses, not so much in New York City, a little bit. People buy homes based on school districts in this state. When you go to buy a house in Westchester County, they don't say, I want to live in Mount Kisco. They say, I want to live in the Chappaqua School District. You know, that local control is really a fundamental premise of our entire system. I was being aggressive saying, you can have local control, but only up to 3%. Because 3%, things get serious. So you have control up to the 3. But when we hit 3, then the state law is going to govern, period. Now, you have school districts all across the state. You have 700. They're all doing different things. Some are open, some are closed, some are remote, some are hybrid. If they hit 3, then the state law governs, and that is uniform across the state. I thought that was a fair compromise because it honored local control. But when it became a public health issue, which is 3% in our opinion, then the state law governs.
Governor, I got a question on gateway tunnel.
Yeah, let's just make sure. Anyone else?
Yeah, Governor. So the state has spent $40 million on
You have to be
rent
faster.
relief.
Hold on, let's do this again. Let's do it again. Just give me a second. Anybody else?
Yes.
Oh,
Governor.
there you go. Go ahead.
Speaking of individual communities, we've just seen that a few weeks ago there was a very secret Hasidic wedding where 7,000 to 10,000 people attended, completely maskless. And I'm just wondering your reaction to this. Will there be consequences? And what's to stop this from happening again over the holidays?
That, you know, if that happened, I heard the report. If that happened, it was a blatant disregard of the law. It's illegal. It was also disrespectful to the people of New York. The law protects everybody. It protects you, but it also protects me. We went through this with weddings. We literally stopped the wedding a couple of nights before, which was going to be a very large wedding. If it turns out that because we stopped that wedding, the reaction was, well, we'll have a secret wedding, that would be really shocking and totally I think, deceitful of the conversations that I had, because I had personal conversations with members of the community. But put that aside, I've been deceived many times. It's illegal, and the city should do a robust investigation. If 7,000 people went to a wedding, you can figure that out, right? That's the problem with the secret 7,000. It's hard to keep a secret. You know, they say the only way to keep a secret? Tell no one. That's the only way to keep a secret. 7,000 people were there. It's going to be hard to keep that a secret. And the city, my information, the city is investigating. They should investigate. And if 7,000 people are at a wedding, I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out. And then we'll bring the full consequence of legal action to bear.